purple Terran. Now, I did cast one or two of Radley's games in the group stages. That was a little while ago for myself, so I can't quite remember. Oh, shit. From Rush. Let's go. Let's go. Damn it. He's not for pooling. Alright. So, anyway. I did cast a couple of Radley's games, but I don't quite remember much about them. But you were excited to see him when I mentioned that the winner would go on to play Radley. What do you know about Radley's style?
I don't know a huge amount about him, but I've just kind of heard around and about that he's quite good. I don't know if there's any base in it, but I don't even know where the hell I've heard it, but I've just kind of, you know, one of those things where you just hear it. I can't even explain it.
Some dude somewhere said Radley was good.
Yeah, I just feel like he's a decent player. I don't know why I feel that way, but maybe I'm giving you too much credit, but yeah, that's just what I think.
Yo, Radley, it's on you, buddy, to make sure that Elegant doesn't look silly by saying you're good. Don't make Elegant wrong, man. Yeah,
make me look good. Dr. Shrinker, in the stream chat, you be nice now. You be nice, otherwise I'm gonna have to wield my my abusive powers and ban your ass. I don't just time out, I ban. Timeouts for wusses. Isn't that right, Hacker Beast?
No, I only time out.
Oh, Doty, come on, back up here, man. I mean, on your stream chat, you must be just like banning nerds left, right, and center. It's like boom.
Yeah, if somebody's trolling, it's annoying, and
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I knew I could trust you, man. I knew I could.
I'm pretty sure there's only one person I banned, but I had to ban him like 10 different times because he kept coming up with new screen names. It's like
they're the best.
He really was an SC2 nerd who did not like Brood War, apparently.
He must have had just like this weird insecurity complex about it, because most SC2 guys don't like Brood War, you know, they play SC2, and that's cool, but he wasn't even doing that. He was sat there in some Brood War guy's stream chat moaning about something, achieving nothing, not getting himself out of Bronze League or wherever the hell they call it these days. He sorted his life out a little bit. You have some drone funky action, looking like it's kind of threatening to make a hat-trick. It's obviously not going to make a hat-trick because you haven't got any cash in the bank, and that would be a silly move, but Ihufa just kind of getting a decent scout off. And Radley now choosing to head down to the bottom of the ramp and chase away Mr. Drone. Ihufa's managed to get away without making any links for quite some time here. He's got his third hat-trick already on the way up before his first links pop out, so he's going to have quite a strong backbone in the mid-game without investing too much in those early Zerglings, which probably wouldn't have done too much anyway, because Radley looked quite wise at defending this kind of thing, making no Tyrannos-esque mistakes in the early match. Now we have a few links coming out for Ihufa, a little bit late to really do any damage, but to be honest, I don't think it's really going to bother him too much.
Nah, the bunker should be done just as those lings arrive, but even without the bunker, it's only going to take a little bit of micro for Radley to be absolutely safe. I did find it interesting that Ihufa had been really aggressive in his 2 games versus Tyrannos, and then this game decided to get his essentially 3 hatcheries before Zerglings, and we are going to see a little bit of a run-by from the lings. Marines are in hot pursuit, so they probably won't be able to get too many SCV kills here, but certainly getting the scout off, and definitely being annoying.
Yeah, that is very annoying. I mean, yeah, just getting scouted, no matter whether you're doing anything crazy or not, it's just a little bit frustrating, because then your opponent knows that you aren't doing anything crazy. They don't have to guard against anything, they don't have to be careful, and they just do exactly what they want, which is what Ihufa is now going to be perfectly happy to do. Throwing down his natural gas, Lair now well on the way, and he should be able to keep those lings alive for quite a long while. I mean, I know they haven't got speed, and he's running the risk of losing one of them, but they should be able to survive quite nicely, unless he throws them away now, which I think he's going to. So forget what I just said, basically.
Yep, pretty hard to keep lings alive against Marines. It just doesn't tend to work out very well, but I mean, getting 3 lings into the base, he still managed to pick off an SCV. This is actually better than I thought he was going to do. So, they're coming up for my Ihufa. Gonna go back to the 3 hatch Muta. And Radley... Radley with a little bit of an odd build here. It's 1 racks, Academy, eBay, second racks. So it's like +1, but where the +1 is delayed, so you can get stim out faster.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, he has a lot of gas in the bank. Like, he was up to 400.
He really does.
For a
I'm
second.
not sure what he's going to use that for. I mean, it doesn't look like he's particularly gas hungry. It's not like he's mining his natural gas or anything.
Alright.
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait it out and see. Oh my god, I see stuff happening in the stream chat. Guys, stop speaking Polish in the stream chat. Guys, stop telling people to stop speaking Polish in the stream chat. And Fabian Su, don't badmouth Ihufa because he is the love of my life, to quote Jim Carrey. So glad we got all that settled down now. Everyone's gonna be nice, okay?
Okay. 2 things. First, I was really expecting that rant to end with "just stop speaking in stream chat."
No.
And second, I'm pretty sure you lose your British citizenship for quoting Jim Carrey.
Hey, he's funny. You don't think he's funny?
I think he's funny, but I'm an American. I'm allowed to think he's funny. I'm pretty sure British people aren't allowed to think he's funny.
Yeah. Well, he used to be funny anyway, in his early days.
Right.
That's what
There's a little bit of British elitism I was looking for.
Before it was cool. And then I went back to watching Monty Python, which you guys don't understand.
I love that. I don't know, are there more than 1 movies? I saw one of those.
Oh, which one?
I can't remember, but it was so retarded. I can't explain it.
That's the whole deal.
It was funny. It still was very funny, but I never have seen something like that.
Yeah, Germans have a bit of a reputation here for not liking that sense of humour. I'm so happy you're on board with Monty Python. That makes me feel a little bit warm inside. Right now, Monty Python aside, we have a little bit of fun and action coming in from Ihufa. He's going to start making the mutas happen. He's got quite a few mutas out now. What is that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Is that 9 mutas? Which could be quite effective if these Marines get caught over a cliff or on a ramp, which they might do.
He has 11 in the control group, and it looks like the entire control group is there now. That's a very hard ridge to defend, so even with that turret placement, the Mutalisks are going to be able to pick off a good number of SCVs if they want to. Ooh, but a mistake there. He missed one of his micro shots, so he's going to take a lot of damage and has only killed 1 SCV so far.
Yeah, I mean, Radley looked quite well prepared against that. The Mutants were trying to dart in and out, but no dice. Now we're going to get in and get a couple of cheap Marine kills, but they could get really badly trapped here. There's a missile turret there, and the Marines are pouring up the ramp. He needs to get out here right now, take the quickest possible route, but he's going to get trapped a little bit in the corner, and I fear he's going to lose a lot of his Mutalisks right here if he leaves them in for much longer.
Oh, and he is going to take a lot of hits. So, well, whereas Mutalisks certainly did very strong things versus Tyrannos, Radley seems a little bit more prepared to deal with them, and we're going to have to see how Ihufa plays when he doesn't get that huge early lead. Now, it looks like he's getting lurkers, so going for a little bit more standard of a game. Evolution Chamber going down, so pretty standard upgrade timings, maybe a little bit on the slower side. And he does already have the Queen's Nest in the Hive.
Yeah. But that all depends on him actually holding off against these Marines for a good long amount of time. Those lurkers are out now, so he should be okay against that. And the Marine count actually isn't all that high. Not quite as high as I was expecting it to be, so he should be alright at least for a little bit. But that top left-hand base is what really matters. It looks like he is prepared to morph some lurkers up there on the ramp, and yeah, doing that right now. 2 lurkers should make that quite nice and safe. And also might be able to catch a few Marines in the middle of the map right here if Radley's not careful, but he is just about careful enough, losing only 1 Marine.
Yeah. Really, Ihufa's gonna be absolutely fine. I don't think we're about to see some Boxer-esque Marine splits by Radley here to take out the lurkers. As long as Ihufa doesn't do anything silly, like fly his Mutalisk pack over student Marines, everything's gonna be fine. But Radley is going for it against the lurkers. There's only 3 lurkers here with no support, so he actually doesn't lose too much. Part of what I was describing there was predicated on the fact that if the Marines engaged, he'd be able to counterattack. But no, The Marines are going to be able to pick off those 3 lurkers, take some losses, but not too many. But what is Ihufa's response here? He has an army. It's kind of small in the middle of the map. He has to figure out a way to use it effectively as Radley's going in, and it looks like Ihufa is going to get the sandwich off.
Oh!
And oh.
Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. I mean, it looks like he just waited for his opportunity there, and well done indeed. Radley's attack is completely dealt with. I mean, to the bystander, it could look like this game is pretty much over right now. The game is not over as such. I mean, Radley still does have a decent window of opportunity, and those Marines come thick and fast when he's producing out of 4 or 5 barracks. But make no doubt about it, he is in a little bit of a tight spot when that first push goes down quite so comprehensively without doing any damage to the 3rd base. That is the critical point we have to observe right here. And Ihufa is now free to make himself a 4th base as well, a little bit sooner than we would possibly usually have seen. So he's really going to be able to pump that high tech like crazy.
Yeah, that's actually... Normally when you go for +1 Marine attacks, you're targeting the 3rd base. The 3rd base is a lot stronger option to attack. It's kind of interesting that Radley didn't actually bother to go attack the 3rd base. He instead tried to attack the harder choke to break through. And it didn't really work out for him. Hive Tech is done. We see the Nidus Canal. We see Defiler Mound getting its consume.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it just becomes so hard for Radley as soon as all that big Defiler attack is out. The game just completely changes. I mean, 3 Defilers are on the way now. Consume is about halfway done. It is a little bit of a slow upgrade, but nonetheless, that will really creep up. And it becomes very, very difficult for Terran to really do anything from a behind position once that late game Hive Tech kicks in. He's got so many bases behind him, Ihufa, right now. So he's going to have the full 4 gas mining. He's going to have Nidus Canal, he's going to have the full gamut of technology available to him. So Radley needs to do something incisively. He needs to do it now because the clock is pretty much ticking on his opportunities to get back into this game. He is about to mount a decent push, so we'll see if this can work out for him.
Yeah, Ihufa just pushing forward far enough to see what's going on and then immediately backing off. This is quite the scary force from Radley. It's important to remember that when Radley lost his initial force, it was just Marines and medics. He did not lose the first science vessel. He did not lose any of his tanks. So it's still a pretty strong force. A little bit of an interesting decision, though. Radley's only on 1 factory and decided to use some of that factory time on vultures. You don't normally see that.
Yeah.
You normally only see vultures once, 2, but more often 3 or 4 factories have been thrown down. Getting a good angle here. Irradiate goes off, Swarm goes down, and as long as he doesn't lose that tank, still a good trade for Ihufa there to pick off that first Defiler. Not quite as important as the first Science Vessel, but still nice to get it. And now it looks like he has his sights set on Ihufa's 4th and his 3rd. Can the Science... Oh, the Science Vessel doesn't have any energy for the Irradiate. Alright.
Yeah.
Ooh, but is Radley immediately turning back around? He has to pick between one of the 2 bases.
Yeah, otherwise it's just going to be left too long. I mean, he's done a good job of going in there. The Radiator, that one Defiler, that's cool. But if you Radiate a Defiler and then 3 more are hatched in the time it takes you to actually make it anywhere, then it kind of defeats the object quite epically, especially when your opponent's on a greater economy than you. We might have a decent Dark Swarm going down now, might be able to pick off 1 tank, might be able to pick off a few more units into the bargain as well. This Lurk's going to make it under the Swarm and could make life pretty difficult for the Terran right here. At the very least, Radley is going to be forced to pull away from that position. And yeah, this is just good delaying tactics by Ihufa. And he's playing this incredibly safely, but I think that's definitely no bad thing right now. And he's just being patient and waiting for his opportunity to really destroy this Terran push. His tech is getting to quite a scary level. He's got the Ultralisk Cavern finished right now. He's got his upgrades pumping away like mad. So Radley's game is not getting any better.
Yeah. And that right there, you talked about the first reason why it's bad for Radley to go back and forth. Oh, plague! On just about everything. Oh, that is such a brutal plague. Oh, man.
For 1 Mutalisk.
1 Mutalisk. Oh, man. And he's not, and he's going to wait a little while, allow the plague to completely kick in, and now 6 cracklings and half the army's dead. Now cracklings coming in from the back. It's just so damn brutal. That army's completely cleaned up. Looks like Radley is starting something. Bottom left. A little bit of possibly a hidden expansion. I mean, he's putting a factory down there. Doesn't have the command center. Really?
Yeah, he also added a couple in his main base. 2. So maybe he's trying a max switch as well,
I think
as Sim did earlier.
I don't think a mech switch can really work. You need pretty sturdy map control to really make a mech switch happen, which he just doesn't have. Because you need to be able to plug that gap in between your marine medic army and all the tanks being out. Something has to happen in the middle there, and dying isn't really an option.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Indeed.
So we'll see if this can possibly work out for him. But I can't imagine it can. A lot of idle SCVs just chilling. I think he's misrallied them to the mineral line over there. So we'll see how long it takes him to notice that little gen.
To be fair, in Radley's position, after going for that +1 and the +1 doesn't do anything, you have two options. One is to go for the mech switch, which is really hard without map control. And the other option is pretty much to just go SK Terran, which is really hard without 700 APM. So,
yeah.
Neither option sounds pretty good. And Ihufa does discover whatever's going on down at this base. It's as if Radley's trying to defend a base, but there is no base there that's actually mining.
I think it's a pretty decent. I mean, I'm gonna give him a bit of credit here. Pretty good fake out.
Some big mine hits going down on the pack of 5 Ultralisks. They're attacking Radley's 6 o'clock. But won't phase the Ultralisks. The Ultralisks continue to go in, take out everything.
Yeah, they can eat mines all day. I'm surprised there weren't more SCVs mining right there. Radley actually not too SCV rich, despite the fact that he hasn't really taken any bad harass throughout the game. He just doesn't seem to have produced them especially well. I can only imagine that over on the left-hand side is a fake out to just draw attention away from this actual third base. But while it was successful a little bit, did draw a few units. It really wasn't going to be enough to mitigate the large numbers that I hope it's going to be able to put out on the map right now. Off 4 bases, I mean. You can make 5 bases rather. You can make as many units as you want to cover all bases.
Yeah. Oh. Nice mine to back. Killing 4 of the vultures.
I didn't see any of this.
Oh, there was 1 Ultralisk that activated a mine and killed 4 vultures. It
Sounds
looked
amazing. I wish I was there.
Alright.
Oh, we got some irritated science vessels.
Oh
yeah.
That's interesting.
Alright.
Oh no.
Gonna be taken off set.
Only managing to get 3 drone kills. But didn't exactly go after the most saturated base. And at this point, Ihufa has half the map. So
yeah.
It's
it's not great, is it?
No. Oh, we have a load up. We have a load up in the center of the map.
And in the bottom left hand corner we had a medic blocking the CC from landing for quite a while. It was just chilling there, the CC was like, let me land, and then he was like, no, you will squash me, I will die. And the CC was just chilling up above it, but now he does land it just before all his SCVs run way across the map into the waiting Zerg horse. But I think probably would have been safer doing that because there is a big drop coming in bottom left, and I think Ihufa has just had enough of that base and just wants to take it out once and for all, and that's exactly what he's going to try and do right here.
I don't think did he drop everything? No, he didn't drop anything. There's still like more than a control group of cracklings left in the overlords. Ihufa panicked a little bit, but it's fine. He has plenty of cracklings coming up from outside, and this base is going to go completely down, even bringing in a lone Mutalisk to help out, give that Zerg the diverse feel it should have.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, diversity is important in this day and age. Just want to make that point. Like, to have a diverse army, you know, it shows you're an equality kind of guy, and that's important.
oh. Alright.
This is a bit terrible right now. This is a bit of a kind of slow, painful death. I mean, we saw this for Tyrannus as well. It seems like Ihufa likes toying with his opponents a little bit.
Radley's kind of going for a desperation attack here. Handful of tanks, handful of vultures and marines, but really not a whole lot of good can come of it, as Radley's only on 2 bases at this point. And there we go. GG. From Radley.
GG. Okay, cool. So, yeah, the mighty Ihufa